Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know, one of the things that really bugs me about what goes on in Westminster is all this infighting, all this one-upmanship. I'm better than you, you're better than them. It wasn't my fault, it was the fault of the other guys beforehand. And they're always nitpicky. Really drives me insane. And illustrates why we have the problems we do. Well, recently, I've been looking at one of the Labour MPs, Mike Tapp. Here's a picture of him here. He's the MP for Dover and Deal. Unfortunately, he beat Howard Cox in the general election. Howard Cox came second. When I look at Mike Tapp, one of the things, or one of the common themes I seem to see, is there's an awful lot of reform bashing. There's an awful lot of virtue signalling nonsense and not a great deal in substance in any other way. Now, that sounds like a criticism of Mike Tapp, but it's really something that bleeds into other politicians also. It's not exclusive to him. Well, one of the things he did, he wrote an email, or, well, let's just say a correspondence to the leader of Kent County Council, who happens to be Reform, and had several criticisms about the way they're acting, the way they're behaving, cancelling Pride, and, you know, a general feeling of, oh, it's chaotic and all the rest of it, the usual Reform bashing. Well, the leader of Kent County Council wrote back to Mike Tapp, and I've read the letter and it made me chuckle, and I want to share it with you. So here we go. Dear Mr. Tapp, thank you for your letter. The first thought that springs to mind when you mention chaos, infighting and imported gimmicks is that people who live in glass houses probably shouldn't throw stones. Now, I found that rather funny. The manner in which your colleagues in Westminster have conducted themselves during the very short time they've been in power lends you no authority whatsoever to pass judgment on reform. I can't argue with that one. You mentioned a cancellation of Deal Pride. The residents of Kent are far more concerned with how KCC is going to deliver the vital public services on which we all depend, while trying to make less money go further each year. Reformers voted in on a promise to make tough decisions, which is exactly what we're doing. This is why Reform is now in control of Kent County Council and Labour is not. Again, can't argue with that. A return to common sense politics is what the people of Kent voted for in enormous numbers, and that is what I and my fellow Reform councillors are bringing to KCC. You are, of course, 100% correct when you say that Kent County Council is entrusted with major responsibilities and significant resources. That is not news to me. In your letter, you also devote 2 whole paragraphs to speculating on what can only be described as internal reform staffing matters. I would suggest that your energies as MP for Dover would be better spent in persuading your own party leader to locate his backbone and come up with a plan to stop the invasion by the hordes of illegal migrants that land on your constituency shores with alarming regularity. Your residents might appreciate that. Wow, I'm liking this. Really, a few home truths, perhaps, none of which will be liked at all. I refute your accusation that my tenure as leader of KCC has not started well. If you think I've been wrong in forcing an urgent refocusing of minds within County Hall on the residents of Kent rather than those of Kiev, beginning a serious efficiency campaign to root out wasteful spending, flying flags on the building that are fully representative of every single person in our great country, and leading from the front every day with passion and determination, then I suggest it's you who is truly lost and utterly lacking in ideas to save our country and county, and eventually our country, from sliding further into financial, social and cultural decline. Should you ever wish to debate me in person, or any of the topic above, you know where to find me. For any avoidance of doubt, that is, sitting in the leader's chair in the leader's office in Kent County Council. With best wishes, Lyndon Kemkaran, leader of Kent County Council. Now, Mr. Tapp, and he published the letter. I read it. It really is, God done. There's a lot of virtue signalling going on all over the place. You know, look at us, we're the big I am and everything else. And at the end of the day, what really matters is what real people need, what real people want. Public services, safe streets, clean streets, jobs, and all the rest of it. And all we see from, well, Labour, Tories and everything else is really, how can we make the other side look bad and be damn the general public? That's how all of this comes across all of the time. And that's what people are fed up with. And this letter from the leader of KCC is quite the put down. And I must admit, it made my day. I don't know about you. I'll put it on my X account, and I'll pin it to the top so you can see it on there and have a read for yourself and the reaction. It really is quite good. And, you know, I hope that any other council leader in any other council, when challenged in this vein, responds similarly. And I think with Mike Tapp, I think really Mike Tapp and any other MP needs to worry about the needs and wants of their constituents, rather than playing a game of one-upmanship with the opposing party, which, let's face it, they're not really going to have a hope of winning. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd appreciate it very much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. There's about 60% of you still that watch this channel that aren't subscribed. Hit the like button, share me on your social media, and as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. And just before I go, there's a video that's popped up here, and that's another one of my political type videos. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit now. Let's see what happens. Anyway, talk to you soon.